Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 6. And I just loaded the game up, and honestly the game is... it's maybe not wrong. Be sure to train your characters in the endurance skill, especially warriors. Yes, well, I mean, I've been doing that a little bit early on, but I haven't done so in a while, mostly because it's just quite expensive, but then again, I've been training skills that are more expensive than that. In fact, yeah, most of my core skills that I've been training, well, I mean, really just weapon skills and mage skills, respectively, have reached points where they're more expensive to train than any of the core attributes. And at least for my warriors, instead of investing in more melee and pole weapons that cost more, it might actually not be a terrible idea to increase endurance a little bit more. I mean, I feel like we're pretty competent at destroying things. Not as competent at surviving many things that we encounter, many of the tougher things. So, yeah, maybe not a terrible idea, actually. Certainly wouldn't hurt to have a bit more of a buffer sometimes. Of course, both my spellcasters still need their spellcasting skills trained and a bunch of other things as well. But, yeah, maybe a point of endurance. Or two, even. It's not such a terrible idea. Anyway, for now though, we have a quest success, a questionable quest success to report to Merrihew. Yeah, so... the Great Portal is gone. What are my new orders? Wow, you know, I feel like we have to talk about this a little bit more. You notice that Commander Merrihew is looking very pale, as valiantly as she is trying to cover up her unease at what has happened. She is clearly as terrified as everyone else in Avernum. We already know what happened. What? Wait, how? We literally just rushed here as fast as we could, for a change. Okay, so we didn't have to report at all. Our mages detected this disturbance. Oh, okay, well, I suppose that makes sense. The shockwave... the disturbance, the shockwave, right away. It was not difficult for them to... they figured out what happened. You will need orders, yes. Now that the portal is gone, there is a fair amount of chaos. You will need to operate in a wider area. You will help tamp down the chaos and look for other routes out of Avernum. I mean, we kind of know about one, though, don't we? Oh, yes, one other thing. She pulls your private's insignia off of your shoulder. She pulls a replacement from her pouch and awkwardly pins it onto your shoulder. You are now a sergeant. Congratulations. Nice. No time to celebrate. We must return to work. It's mostly nice, of course, because now we can finally go kill some rats, probably, in a wine cellar. Well, maybe, unless he wants us to be... I don't know what comes after sergeant. I have absolutely no idea about military stuff. Probably... I don't know. Major General or something. That sounds about right. What are my new orders? I have several new missions. They are to be your primary focus. Will I only get to do most of them before something happens and the whole thing gets cancelled? Or will I actually be able to do all of them? We'll see. You will face many distractions. Yep. I think that's fair to assume. But don't let them take too much of focus from your real work. The Tower Colony has had another disaster, no doubt related to what happened to the Great Portal. Not a surprise, but they need your help to recover the records they need to rebuild the portal. Okay, so that is a thing that is going to be attempted at least. That's good to know. I mean, it would be pretty stupid and pretty weird if such an effort would not be made, or was not already being made. Several envoys from the Empire have been kidnapped in Almaria. Friction with the Empire is the last thing we need right now. Someone needs to recover them. Okay, so that's, I guess, where the mayor is going to be more involved now, who was so weirdly, I don't know, passive and uninteractable before. Far to the west, beyond Fort Remote, we have been attempting to excavate an old route back to the surface. Oh, okay, so that's not even being... well, they're not trying to keep it secret from me anymore, now that I'm... Sergeant, was it? Work has stopped there, and word has not yet reached us why. Okay, someone needs to go get the digging started again. There is much to do, and we all are balanced on the very edge of disaster. Hurry. I mean, I feel like between these three things, as important as our, diplomatic relations with the Empire might be, the Almaria thing seems like the least urgent. The portal is probably, I mean, we know that the portal works, right? I mean, it wasn't great, but at least it was doing a lot of work until it collapsed. So we know that that's, and we know that we can establish a portal. That has happened in the past, of course. So we know that if we help the mages, they should eventually be able to get the portal back running again. Back up and running. And we also know, I guess, that there used to be a tunnel at one point, but that could literally be, covered in kilometers worth of rubble and solid rock at this point after decades and who knows how many cave quakes. So that excavation surely, promises some hope of eventual escape. But it's far from guaranteed, right? Still, we should probably at least get it going again as soon as possible. And then, diplomatic relations. I mean, that's how I should do things. However, I mean, logically speaking, in terms of actual urgency. But I kind of want to go to Almaria. Mostly because of the rats, to be quite honest. To see if we're finally considered, trustworthy enough. And while we're there, I guess we might as well take a look at the main quest there. Also, that seems to be the least out of the way and, possibly the easiest, the lowest level of the three, if they aren't all basically the same difficulty level. Anyway, why am I sitting here talking a lot instead of just doing things? Fort Remote, yeah, there is much to do, and we are all balanced on the very edge of disaster. These quests are very important. If you ever feel aimless and unsure what to do, return to Merihue for more missions. I mean, I guess I'll accept these. Wait, I mean, okay, in case I can't accept all quests at the same time, I guess I'm gonna start with Almaria. Even though technically, as I just explained at length, it doesn't really seem all that urgent. Well, at least you don't have far to walk. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Almaria is only a short journey to the east. I know, we obviously have been there. Yes, thanks. We have been there quite recently, in fact. Strange how the game feels the need to point that out. I mean, yeah, whatever. I can't tell you anything else about the exact circumstances of their carelessness. Go there and report to the mayor, who I have no doubt is an idiot. Okay. What were Empire envoys doing there? Being trapped, the same as the rest of us. Except that they were actual diplomats from Emperor Redmark, probably negotiating for a big shipment of crystals or precious metal. And now they've been stolen away. Very, very bad, especially since we were hoping to get more supplies and weaponry from the Emperor. I mean, so long as we don't have a working connection to the surface world, none of that matters, really, right? I mean, yeah. Anyway, I guess there's still people who are in a, in an emergency situation, and we should probably try to help them. Clean up this mess. It is vital. Whatever you do, don't startle the brigands. Don't startle the brigands. The envoys must live. Okay, that sounds suddenly like startling them and getting the hostages killed is actually an option. Let's try not to do that. Who should I talk to for more information? The mayor, as I just told you. She claimed for weeks that nothing had gone wrong, so she must know plenty about it. And she'll be eager to share what she knows with you, I think, to spare her neck. Yeah, I mean, she was clearly nervous about something, so I guess now we know what, and she clearly has known about whatever is going on. Okay. And so... Oh no, never mind, we can't accept all three quests, I suppose. I mean, just in case my journeys, my random wanderings and meanderings do lead me to one of the other places, might as well accept them all ahead of time. So, Tower Colony. I can almost feel sympathy. The Tower of Magi blew up before I was born. They finally got it rebuilt, and now it has exploded again. And yet you would think that wizards would learn. You would think so, if you've never met wizards, yes. Anyway, it is a long journey east of here, beyond the Great Portal. They need some help recovering some records. What sort of records? Papers with instructions for reopening the Great Portal, as I understand it. Yeah, we probably also need to recover that Onyx Scepter, right? Or is that safely secured somewhere. Or maybe that is not specifically required to open the Great Portal. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, so it's right for opening the Great Portal, as I understand it. She smiles wryly. Nothing important. What will I have to fight? She laughs. A fair question, as the destruction of the original Tower of Magi was accompanied by a horde of slavering demons. And what have they summoned or released or attracted this time? I'm sure it will be very interesting to find out. Yes. Another question, though. I would also like to eventually help out with the Western excavation. Once, decades ago, some adventurers managed to stumble on a tunnel up to the surface, in the wild tunnels west of the Great Cave. The Empire collapsed it when they invaded. We have been trying to dig it out again. It's an urgent task, which has for some reason stopped. We need you to restart it. Why is the work on it stopped? No idea. The commander has been sending messages back giving all sorts of information. Rations eaten, soldiers wounded, everything we'd want to know except, how much digging has actually occurred. It's worrying the generals, so they're sending you. How do I get there? Go southwest from Fort Remote. Southwest from Fort Remote? Actually, it's more like a little bit west and then a lot of north from Fort Remote. Get the commander there to let you through. Once you're in the tunnels beyond, go north. Yeah, okay. Oh, so go southwest to Fort Remote. Why did I don't know. Sorry, I can't read. Apparently, in addition to not being able to speak. Okay. What's happening in Avernum now? Every day people are hungrier and the panic grows. We need a new source of food or a new back to the surface. Otherwise, she shakes her head. She looks even paler than usual. She hasn't been sleeping. She is not immune to the terror that is spreading through all of Avernum. Great. Okay. Nice. Does anyone else react to the new situation? Jasmine is still unhappily pacing the courtyard. She seems to grow more exhausted by the hour, and she refuses to give up. Such mad determination in the face of futility is very Avernite. You want my help? I do. My city silver is collapsing. Well, we have that quest, of course. Alright. I guess we can grab our per diem. What? What do you mean? Not yet. It's been ages since I last asked. Maybe it's because I've reached a new rank in the military, and it's been basically reset. Whatever timer has been going on, and I'm not able to collect whatever I was due for my time as being whatever we were before. God, we have talked to you, right? The end. Crisis, what's your purpose? How'd you come to be here? Communicate. The Blight, yes. Oh, never mind. Still no quest from you. Okay, I felt like there was something else we might be able to do here. I guess we can get some free food, unless that's also not happening. I mean, we also don't need it, but... where is... Oh, there he is, right there. Can I have some food? Yes, thanks for the roll. For the one roll for the four of us. Guess we'll have to share. Okay, anyway. We have quests, and theoretically... Okay, I mean, there was no mention of the Abyss or any of the northern areas, actually, so everything we're supposed to do now is still strictly in the southern half of the map. Even less than half, honestly, of the map. So, I doubt that we're gonna get through to Sylvar. I mean, I'm expecting that bridge to be where we're getting stopped. Obviously, I haven't even tried getting to Myrtis yet. But I'm assuming that this entire area has already been accessible to us, even before these most recent developments. But of course, yeah, we are almost certainly still going to be stopped at Fort Saffron. Although, I mean, even during the previous stage of the game, I suppose, we were already allowed past Fort Remote to explore the western reaches. So maybe now the Abyss has actually opened up to us, even though we can't do anything meaningful there. I mean, side quests, but nothing, related to whatever next stage of main quest we're going to get. And maybe likewise with the Eastern Gallery. Well, I'm sure my travels will lead me there eventually. For now, I guess we're going to head over to Almaria, actually. Because, of course, we are just about done with all the side quests. And despite leveling up in the military just now, we are not... you know, we haven't suddenly become strong enough to deal with any of the random challenges that we've found. Although one thing I do want to check out, maybe after I'm done with Almaria, is that the place north of the castle with the lizards. I have not been back in that place in a while, and you know, they were just lizards and Nephilim, I think. So technically enemies we should be able to deal with. Anyway, Almaria. I don't suppose the boatyards are open to us? Yeah, only with direct orders, fair enough. Okay, I mean, first things first. Do we have stuff? We have this one roll. There we go, now we have 9 of them. Probably a little bit stale. They have been sitting in our bags for a while. Hey there. What happened to your stock? Perhaps I could help. He looks you over and shakes his head. No, this job requires delicacy. Wow. I haven't heard enough about you to trust you waving blades and throwing fireballs around my stock. Perhaps one day. Okay. Wasn't there something else? Someone else who specifically looked at our insignia and judged us not high enough rank to do something, to tell us something, to let us into somewhere? Huh. Well, if that is the case, then my notes say nothing about it. Also, my notes do say something about a door in the church basement. Whoops. I'm pretty sure, though, that that's the door... Yeah, that must have been this door. That had a level 14 lock, apparently, which we could have unlocked, even without helping the priest. But of course we did that. The abbot, in fact. So, yeah, that is done with. Hello, Mayor Regan. Mayor Regan looks up from her papers at you. What else do you want, soldier? Speak quickly. My city has troubles, and they double by the day. Well, they're going to be tripling and quadrupling from now on. Except, of course, that we are here to help with some of them. Not about the starving to death and being overrun with more and more refugees problem, but the other one. I was sent here by the castle. Something about some Empire hostages. Mayor Regan jumps to her feet. Shush! Come in. Don't let anyone hear. This needs to be kept very quiet. She settles back down. Yes, we need help with the situation, and quickly. The thugs holding the 3 Empire envoys seem more unstable by the day. I'd like to know more about Almaria. No, wait, Now we can ask the normal arrangement of questions, I suppose. Well, I'm ready to help recover the hostages. I think first things first. I'm glad. And they really do need to be recovered. Eventually, we will be back in close contact with the surface. And when we are, we do not want Emperor Redmark thinking we were careless with his envoys. There are 3 of them, important and wealthy Empire traders and merchants, with impressive connections to the government. And when they are being held by unstable ruffians... And now they are being held by unstable ruffians in the sewers under our feet. You need to find a way to get to them and escort them to safety. If you panic their captors, they will likely end up dead. Fortunately, you may be able to learn more about their situation from others in Almaria. You should investigate. Quickly. When you are ready, I can open the way to the sewers. Okay, how exactly were they kidnapped? The 3 envoys came to Almaria to arrange the purchase of raw materials not long before the Great Portal exploded. I want them to be wary. They were not. They wandered our streets at all hours. They drank heavily. What did they drink? Mushroom wine? Or the slightly less awful Almarian wine? Okay. And then they disappeared. One night they went out. The next morning their beds had not been slept in. I ordered an immediate search, of course, to no avail. And then a scroll was pushed up through one of the sewer grates. A guard found it and brought it to me, and thus I learned of the kidnapping and the demands. What do the kidnappers want? She laughs. Food. They risk a new war between Avernum and the Empire for a few dozen bags of meal and some sacks of coin. I wanted to pay them. King Starus has forbidden it. He refused to be extorted by their kind, and he does not want to tell the Empire that these rogues went unpunished. It is an unwise decision. He does not understand how desperate and crazed these vermin are. She shrugs. But he is the king. Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole no negotiations with terrorists and kidnappers kind of stance. But, well, anyway, we're here now to deal with it. Where can I get more information? You must speak with Commander Hormarin in the barracks. He? Isn't he a she? I don't know. He knows more about that. He knows much more than I about the exact nature of the enemy and their position within the sewers. Okay. The important thing is to either strike hard and fast, or to find a way to sneak past their defenses. Ah, so that's an option, huh? I mean, we've already explored around quite a bit, and we've been to parts of the underground here, but obviously not most of it. Okay, let me do some more investigating. Also, I guess I'd like to know more about Almaria. She nods. I suppose it is important for you to understand our city, if you are to help it. I can spare a moment. Almaria is the key trading hub of Avernum, the gateway to the Great Cave. We guard the bridge over the river, and we provide a place for merchants to meet and trade. It is very rewarding. She grabs her goblet and drinks deeply. And we make the best wine in Avernum. Where do the merchants here come from? Everywhere. They came from as far as the northern reaches, bearing crystals and ore. They traded their wares for food and goods needed out there, and then they head back. Head? Well, yes. All of that sort of trade takes place here, and of course, we take a small percentage of every trade, as fair compensation for giving them a safe place to meet, where contracts are honored, and laws enforced. Well, yeah, fair, I suppose. That's how things typically go. How good is the wine? How good is our best wine? Well, I've had surface wine, so, it's as good as pressed fermented fungal juices could possibly be. The fruit we make the wine from comes from trees that have resisted the blight, fortunately. Okay, tell me about the bridge. The bridge is the reason Almaria exists. It was only natural that a city formed around it, and we collect a toll for every soul that crosses it. Except for soldiers, of course, for maintenance. For maintenance. Right, of course. Does the bridge require much maintenance? Well, a sea monster took a large bite of it only last month, so I'd say yes. Yeah, I mean, also, I guess it is seeing a lot of, or, you know, in normal times, it's seeing a lot of traffic, and thus, yeah, I guess it's fair. To an extent. Anyway, how has your city been holding up in this crisis? Well, we have been very busy. Double the merchant caravans, 4 times the soldiers, packs of refugees, and the constant desperation on top of that. We haven't had to be like we haven't had to be like those of Darman to maintain the law, but it is a constant struggle. We haven't had to be like those of Darman to maintain the law. That's kind of an odd way to phrase things, but okay, sure. How did you become mayor? How did you become mayor? I was a mayor before, of a small but growing city in the far north named New Harston. Oh, is that so? So probably another name I should have recognized but didn't? Okay. When that city was abandoned, I came here. When the mayor of Almaria departed, King Starus honored me by giving me this post. I had experience, after all. Why was New Harston abandoned? The Slith horde poured into Avernum not far from our poor city. It was the first settlement lost to that vicious foe, but not the last. What happened to the mayor of Almaria? He visited the Great Portal, and then he went through, abandoned his post, used the portal out of turn. It was shocking, a humiliating loss of nerve. But after what has happened since, I can understand his cowardice, though I do not share it. Well, even if you did, that is now out of the question, of course. Okay, well, I guess now we know everything we need to know. Hello, Commander Hormarin. Who looks up at me impatiently. What else do you want? I am a commander. I have much to do. All the time, every hour, every minute. Well, I'm going to try to rescue the Empire envoys. I could use information. Commander Hormerin nods. I had thought this is why you're here. Word came ahead of you. I can help you. The thugs in the sewers hold the envoys. I have tried to send spies down to their position. I have learned little, but some. Well, do you know anything about the brigands? They have been down there for a while. Scribane eaters, of course, falling deeper and deeper into desperation. Though they were not dangerous. I thought they were not dangerous, though. My mistake. Scribane maddens all eventually. This is all the fault of my tolerance. How do I get to them? The only route to the sewers not sealed is in City Hall. Go down the stairs and you'll find traps left by the brigands. If you slip past them, you are in the sewers. From there, you can go west or east. Okay. Where are the prisoners held? Somewhere in northeast quadrant. Northeast. Okay. That is all I know. And they have guards outside. If you go east when you enter sewers, you meet guards soon. Not good. Don't know what happens if you go west, away from brigands. Alright. So the eastern route is the more direct one, but we'll alert them sooner. Which might either mean that... I mean, hopefully that doesn't mean that as soon as you go east, you are automatically screwed, and they will definitely kill at least some hostages. Hopefully it means that you have to just deal with them within a certain time limit then. But I guess I'll play it safer in that regard and take the western route, which is probably going to be longer and involve more traps and or other monsters. But, you know, make it more likely for the hostages to survive. The frontal assault is very dangerous if you are not fast enough. Okay, the mad people below will kill the hostages. Of this I'm sure. Right, fair enough. But then that leaves finding another way to them. Well, I mean, if there's only those two options, west or east, then I guess west it is. Where do you think I should go? I don't know. Sewers built and torn down and rebuilt so many times, no idea what is there. But others, they might know. Like the workers and the refugees. There is someone you might talk to. Ah, okay, so the refugee leader, right? A man called Edmund. I know this man. Trusted by the refugees. He might have heard something. You might want to talk to him. That is all I know. I have told you all. I hope it has helped. Nothing else I can say. I mean, honestly, I think we already have all the information we need, but... we'll see what Edmund is going to add. Hey, Callaghan. That you still want to speak with him makes Callaghan extremely nervous. I'm sorry, I just had a message to give you is all. I did not want to trouble you. Tell me about yourself, poor refugee. Tell me about the person who gave you the message. It was night and he wore robes, so I'm not sure. He had a lisp, though, like a slith, maybe, but gentler. Yes, okay, well. It's fine, we've dealt with the situation. It was not that bad, honestly. Hey, Edmund. Edmund looks up at you and smiles. Yes, soldier. Do you need something else? You are aware that all of the other refugees have grown very quiet. They watch your conversation intently. I need your help, I guess. Well, so information. He leans back against the wall and smiles, unsurprised. Yes, we hear many things. Lots of rumors. Rumors of, say, Empire envoys and warriors from the castle. What do you need? Do you know anything about the envoys? The captives, you mean? The ones from the Empire who walk the streets at all hours, well-fed, well-dressed, and not entirely sober? I know about them. I know that they should have been more careful, for starters. And I also might know something about the sewers where they are held. Yeah, well, that latter part is a lot more interesting. Did you have anything to do with their abduction? He sits up, visibly annoyed. Do I look mad? I don't know. Can't tell from here. I have nothing at all to do with those mad Scribane eaters in the sewers. Don't insult me. But the envoys were fools, rubbing their wealth in our faces. I warned Hormerin this would happen, but he didn't listen. And here we are. Maybe you can tell me something about the sewers, then? I would definitely consider it. However, the hunger of these people surrounding us is a distraction. Interferes with my memory. Really? Really? Perhaps if you spoke with me about the food situation and maybe even contributed something to the cause, my mind would clear. You are one of the refugees. Yes? Why Would we mention that here? I am. Though, as you may have observed, the others here regard me with some respect. They often come to me for assistance or advice. It takes up a lot of my time, but it doesn't bother me. I have nothing else to do. Right. That might just be part of the earlier conversation we already had. Anyway. Okay, so now we're locked into this dialogue tree. That's fine. They deserve what? Anyway, other questions. I need your help. Did I just ask the wrong thing? Envoys. Tell me about the sewers. Oh, I see that you have some food here. I guess we just have to mention the food again. This sad little basket? Yes. Some merchants and travelers have made donations, and I have used it to obtain this miserable little store of fruit. I share it with those whose situation has become truly desperate. Okay, you accept donations? Aha, donating meal. Well, it's a good thing we have a bunch of that. I do. If you in your travels obtained a spare bag of mushroom meal, I would happily accept it and make sure it ends up where it would do the most good. Bear in mind that I can't pay you any money. Most likely doing good will have to be your reward. Well, I mean that and actually getting the information that we want out of you. Okay, I mean we have the quest now. I guess I just reset. Give all my meal? No. Hold on. That's a lot of meal. I might need that for something else. Give a bag of meal. I have a bag of meal for you. There we go. Edmund accepts the meal with great gratitude. I thank you. This does much to improve the lot of the people here. As expected, he doesn't pay you any money. Okay. I mean, how many do I have exactly? 31. That's a lot more than I thought, to be honest. Still, I mean, that makes it even more so that I don't want to give all of those to him. But I am willing to give him a few more. Like, there, have one more. And another one. The dialogue just changed. I was not paying attention. Give him another one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here with the text. Maybe it's just realigning itself. So it was a total of, what, 4? Let's give him a 5th one. There we go. Oh, hey! I actually got something. Never mind. So maybe this is where you turn in all the bags of meal. I'm pretty sure the list... Once again, that magical list that I consulted a while ago did not specify what I needed those bags of meal for, or if there were multiple places to turn them in. But clearly, this is a way to get rid of potentially all of them. Well, yes, that's an option. And I guess every so many we are going to get some sort of reward. I mean, Return Life Scroll is okay. So I'm mildly interested in seeing what else we might be getting down the line. Obviously, no money. We might be getting experience per bag, though. Anyway, I'm assuming that even a single bag is enough to actually get his help. What do you need? Do you know anything about the envoys? Maybe you can tell me something about the sewers. He thinks, I can't, or at least I can't say anything you would want to risk anyone's life on. You should talk to Edgar. He has been down there. I think he might be able to help you. Where is Edgar? He's shy, doesn't like soldiers, but he generally bags in the southwest corner of town. Ah, okay. So that's just the guy wandering around. Oh yeah, I think I remember him, actually. Be kind to him. He was an eater of scribane once, but he cured himself through great force of will. He's broken, but a good man. He may try to avoid you. That's all I can tell you. I need to return to my people. Good day. You step away, and several unhappy refugees instantly take your place. I mean, they have 5 full bags of meal right now, so they should be a little bit less unhappy. Anyway, thanks for the scroll. 8 of them, which hopefully I'm never going to actually need. If they were usable in combat, that would be quite different, but alas. Okay, well, let's save here and see. Actually, let's just give all of my bags of meal and see if that makes anyone level up. It does not. Interesting. I mean, that was a lot of meal. And all we got for it was 1 wisdom crystal? We actually gave all of it? Yep, sure enough. So that does not seem like the best course of action. If I give them 1 at a time instead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still nothing. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9. No, we're out. And this time we didn't get anything. So is it just random? That's weird. Okay. So it seems like we don't even get experience for each bag. But we also don't seem to be getting items at any specific intervals. That is really strange. A single wisdom crystal for turning in all our remaining 27 bags of meal at once? That seems like not enough. Is that just random? No, we got that again. But only for turning them all in. He doesn't pay any money. He does, however, pull out a crystal out of his pouch. It is covered with dense writing. One of our number found this in a ruin outside. I mean, that's cool, but why don't I get that when I give you the bags one at a time? That doesn't make any sense. What if... Okay, hold on. Experimentation time. I want to pick up 26 of them. Put them on the ground. And now if I give you... Oh, I only have one. Okay, hold on. I want to pick up 25 of them. Now I have 2. So now I have the option to give him all of the meal. Which does not give us the wisdom crystal. So the game does keep track of the number. Maybe if you give him at least, I don't know, maybe 5 at once through the option of giving him all. That's how you get the wisdom crystal. Or something. Clearly something triggers it. It's not random. Or maybe it was... Maybe it was random and I just... I don't know. Let's see, now we have 5. Give them all. That gave me a wisdom crystal. I mean, 5 seems like a reasonable enough number. It could be 3, 4... Well, yeah, those are the other options, I guess. Now the question is this repeatable? Give you all the bags. Well, we did not get another crystal. Okay, you know what? I think I'm done here. If by the end of the game I haven't found anywhere else to use the meal that I've been accumulating, then I guess I might still hand it all over to him. But for now... Well. So where's this... What are we looking for again? Oh, Edgar, that's right. Edmund, Edgar. Edgar the beggar shuffles nervously from one foot to the other. He holds his begging bowl off to the side, making it clear that he isn't asking you for money. Sorry. What is it? Was doing nothing wrong, I was. Didn't I give him money before, even? Here, put 5 coins into his bowl to make him a little bit more, you know, treat us a bit more favorably, perhaps. I'm going to rescue the Empire envoys. What do you know about the sewers? Fortunately, he is no longer as nervous. I worked in the sewers, filthy and horrible, but it was work, and I was glad to have it. And I know the group that took the envoys. They had a camp in the northeast quadrant. It was a dark place. The northeast quadrant, yeah, that's where the hostages are supposedly being held. So that makes sense. How did you know them? Does it matter? Once I ate the scribane herb. I'm free of it now. It was long and hard, but I'm free. But that is where I got it. From them. Desperate, crazy people. The sort that would do what they did. Well, clearly. How would I sneak in there? Oh, there's lots of tunnels in the sewers. But into their camp? He thinks for a while. Wait, there was a tunnel. Door was covered over. Used it for access, we did. Go to the northernmost part of the sewers. North as you can go. Look for a switch on the wall. Not easy to see. Is what we used. And? It'll open a tunnel. Take you to the back of the camp. It's not walled off, or caved in, or trapped, or guarded. That's the best I can do. Okay, I mean, that seems pretty free. Sorry, I can't help you more, and good luck. He shuffles off, shaking his bowl. Okay, northernmost part. But do we have to still enter through the access the mayor is going to open? Probably. And then we're just going to have to take the western route and, well, look for a switch somewhere along the northern edge of the map. Which is what I would have done anyway, so none of this information is probably particularly crucial, unless, of course, the switch is only going to be there or accessible because we have heard about it. I suppose that's possible. This was just closed. Right, and that just opens that. Fair enough. And this is too complicated to be picked as well. Maybe that's what she's going to open to us? And not this door? Either way. The other option, of course, is... Well, there's a staircase here. Let's take one more look at this, because technically this does get us to the northern section. So the hostages are supposed to be around there somewhere. There's certainly no button around here. And nothing just... no message just popping up. So, presumably we'll have to make our way through, well, from somewhere around here where we're going to enter. All the way around like this, and then through this section that we see here. And then... maybe we'd have an option to access the bandit lair directly, or head north and find that button. Well, again, something I probably would have looked around for anyway, but now we're definitely as prepared as we can be, right? So, we're ready. I'm ready to help recover the hostages. I'm glad. And they really do need to be recovered. Yes, we understand that. Eventually, we will be back in close contact with the surface. Yes? Oh, okay. I'm ready to descend. The mayor rises and unlocks the southern door. The sewers were sealed off after the envoys were taken. The stairway through here is the only route in or out, though we believe that the enemy has placed some traps. Good luck to you. A great deal depends on your speed and cunning. Well... oh, this just leads to the same place. Interesting. Oh, and they're actually both unlocked, for convenience, I guess. Alright. You know what? I was considering starting this little dungeon adventure. But I think I'm actually gonna make it a bit of a shorter episode. I should do that more often in general. I feel like. And this is a good natural stopping point. So, yeah. Even though we didn't see a lot or really any action this episode, you know, it just happens. Sometimes we got these kinds. Next time, a lot more action. Stealth action, perhaps? Well, I don't know how stealthy we're gonna be. We're gonna have to do some fighting along the way. That's how it typically goes. And hopefully we'll be able to save those hostages, even if they're just fat and wealthy merchants. You know, they still probably deserve to be rescued. Probably. Anyway, it's our job, so we're gonna do it. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.